Hey guys, today again a relatively basic video. To wit, is the topic of exes back something that requires tactics, or do you just need to get that thinking out of your head to get it done? In my eyes, kind of both. Just no contact is something that started as a kind of tactic with myself. By doing this, that and the other, I get this exact result for it. And it's so relatively safe if you follow the rules. That's all so true. However, it's as if you thought your cell phone was only for making calls and you get your first smartphone in your hand. All of a sudden, so many possibilities open up that you never dreamed of, and the actual reason why you started with no contact or why you bought the smartphone is lost in all the possibilities. You use it sporadically to get your ex back. But with time you don't think about it as often as you did when you started. And of course it is a tactic, especially to the outside world. If you are a little bit concerned with the kind of no contact I can stand for, you probably first think that it is about fixed rules to manipulate your ex back into a relationship. That by doing this you are exchanging their free will for primal fears such as fear of loss. And sorry, when I hear something like that, I can only laugh. What I am trying to share with you is not a magic trick or a manipulative move. In my opinion, no contact is the way to change your entire mindset. And this is for your best at a moment when life has hit you full force on the face. You were probably at least subconsciously partly to blame for this breakup, but I'll cover that in other videos. For example, how you can avoid such things directly. Here and in the other videos about no contact I want to show you a way to create something positive with your fear and loss. If you want to see this initially as a tactic to get your ex back and need this to start with, yes you may. You may and you should. That's what I did as well. The fact that the ex really knocks on your door after weeks, months, or even a year is only added on top. On what you have already achieved for yourself at that time. And when you then look back at your old self, then you would actually almost have to thank your ex for the stimulus that the breakup triggered in you. But that would be nonsense, of course, and here we are again on the subject of self-respect. The most important thing is to preserve it in front of your ex at the moment of the breakup. But if you have already screwed that up, then it's not the end of the world. Most of the time, if you had gotten it back that way, you wouldn't be watching videos about it and educating yourself. I also had to learn this too late when my gut first told me the exact opposite of what I'm telling you here. You will hear at least two different voices inside of you that could not be more opposite. One voice is experience. Your head and your self-respect. But it will be quiet compared to what fear will whisper to you. Like a bad movie with angels and devils on your shoulder. The important thing is, you may and must feel this way. It's okay. It's hit you really hard and you don't know what to do next. But you have to keep up your facade to your ex. The facade of a serious man who is not dependent on them and who can manage on his own. That's when the thoughts about tactics start again and many try to disguise themselves in this way. But what I'm telling you with this and with every other tip you can get from me in this direction, don't play a damn amateur theater and try to mime the tough guy. Or don't think over every sentence 5 times before you remember that this woman loved you and not some guy who tried to play James Bond but now acts like Austin Powers. Act the way you normally would if you didn't have worries and fears. That alone is hard enough to comply with. Or in other situations, some people really expect themselves from this to behave exactly as someone has generalized to them and then it fits their specific case. Every relationship, every breakup, and every person is different. Your relationship with each other is never exactly like another. Each one has its subtleties. And only you yourselves can properly adapt the scenario I have set for you. There are fixed rules in no contact. And they also have a meaning. But within these rules you are still yourselves. I know exactly how you feel right now. No one is telling you to hide it or pretend. What I am telling you is, pull yourself together if it is necessary in front of her. Pull yourselves together. Keep the last bit of respect she has for you and make her memory of you as positive as possible by not slipping into negativity. When you are in no contact, you will no longer need this outward strength. You have absolutely nothing to do with your ex for the time being. Only this will be the moment from which you can improve yourself and concentrate on yourself. At the latest from this point on you can drop the mask and finally be yourselves again. That's when the process of rethinking begins. So to summarize again, if you want to see this as a tactic for the time being, then do it. Especially in the beginning it will help you to get out of your hole. But even if she eventually finds out what you have done or can think about it with no contact, there is nothing wrong with what you are doing. Because it is solely for your protection and is there to maintain your self-esteem and keep building it up. Oh, and if you see it as a tactic, do yourself a favor and never even mention the word no contact in front of her or explain what exactly you are doing and intending. First of all, it sounds ridiculous, and secondly, you will trigger a defiant reaction in her if she should notice that. Then it will no longer work. If you want or have to say something at all, then say it like this: you love her and would actually like to work with her on the relationship. But since she doesn't want to do that, you want to concentrate on yourself and not be constantly confronted with the past. Because this one is over and can't be changed. And that's it. You have spoken the truth. Even to yourselves. Repeat such truths again and again to yourselves or in conversation with close friends or family when asked. Also, speaking out how you feel and what happened is a process that is more helpful than always thinking everything through. That is, of course, if it doesn't set you back. Take care and see you in the next video.